Hey everyone, welcome back on the channel. Welcome back to another FSR 3 mod video. So the Nukem mod version 0.100 just released few days back, and here is a changelog on your screen right now. So for those who don't know what is Nukem mod, it is one of the first mod. Actually, this is the first mod which enabled the FSR 3 on the RTX card, like as the first FSR 3 mod. It was only available for the RTX card. So yeah, this mod was pending an update for maybe 5 to 6 months, but now it has been updated. Now it supports FSR 3.1 frame generation inbuilt, and it has an extremely alpha support for Vulkan, but I cannot find any Vulkan DLSS frame generation game. So if you know one, you can comment down below. Maybe I'll test it later. And yeah, and some other updates like hooking rate and everything. So yeah, so you can see three files on your desktop right now. One is the DLSS 2 FSR 3 normal one, what is the universal one, and what is the DLSS tweak one. Now for the most of the times this universal one will work on every DLSS frame generation supported games, and if you want to use the DLSS tweaked edition, I'll maybe put up some video like here on the I button to use the DLSS tweaked edition. And this one is only for those games which the universal option does not work. So yeah, this is like the last option. If the universal does not work, you can use this version. So how to use this, we're going to try everything and show you everything. So yeah, let's start the video without any delay. So for today's video, we're gonna be try to install this mod on games like Ratchet and Clank, Horizon Forbidden West, and Cyberpunk 2077. So first we're going to extract this universal zip on the desktop. Now after opening the zip extracted folder, you will find 3 to 4 folders in here: the DLL help, the DLL version, WinHTTP version, ASI loader, and plugin.txt. So for the most part, the DLL version will work on most games like the Nixes ports, the PS5 ports like the Spider-Man, the Ratchet and Clank, Miles Morales, Horizon Forbidden West. But if this DLL version does not work, you can try this WinHTTP version or the ASI loader. I think this ASI loader version will also work on some NVIDIA cards, like the newer ones, like the GTX card, like 1660 or maybe even 1650. I'm not sure, but feel free to try it. But for the rest of these DLLs, only the RTX card is now compatible. So we're going to installation directory of Ratchet and Clank now. Here now where the riftapart.exe is located, we're going to paste everything from the DLL version, because this is the universal version, and this works on most of the DLSS frame generation game. Now if I start the game from here, but before starting we will need to disable the signature override if you are a first time user of this mod. So yeah, now we're going to run the application of the riftapart, and wait a second, let it start up. Alright, now if I go to the setting, you will be able to see that the DLSS frame generation has now come online. You can also use any kind of upscaler along with it, since the decoupled frame generation has been added to this game after the latest update. So one more thing before starting just the game, that for whom will it be useful? It will be useful for those games which FSR 3 upscaler and frame generation has not been decoupled yet, like the Cyberpunk 2077. Like previously, if you wanted to use the frame generation, you will only need to use the FSR 3 upscaler along with it. But with this mod, you will be able to use the real DLSS on the RTX card along with the DLSS upscaler. So yeah, let's jump back into the game and I will show you a few things. Alright, we are back inside the game, and you might see some frame times info unstable, the frame time graph, because I'm recording and playing the game from the same hard disk because my SSD is full. So if I right now go to the setting and display, You can see now I am utilizing the DLSS frame generation, not the FSR 3 frame generation, and along with the DLSS frame generation I can use, which is actually the frame generation of FSR 3, but still it's disguised as something else like DLSS. You can still use the other FSR or DLSS or all the upscalers also. So if I hit apply with the DLSS upscaler and DLSS frame generation, you can use that too. This one is very smooth, the DLSS upscaler and the DLSS frame generation modded one. So yeah, you can also use the XCSS also along with this modded frame generation. Like here, you can use the XCSS. This is the XCSS. The frame rate is a little bit lower because XCSS is a little bit less optimized in terms of FPS. So let's just switch to FSR 3 for once. FSR 3 along with the DLSS quality. This is the stock one, like this is the in-games frame generation, and this one is good too. The FPS is a little bit better than XCSS. So yeah, now let's just jump back to another game. Alright, we are back inside the game. Now I don't know which setting or which upscaler I'm using because I just jumped back into the game without seeing any settings. So go to this display. FSR 3 is now activated. Now I'm switched to the DLSS frame generation along with the DLSS quality and apply it. Come back to the game, and okay, the game is still bugged with the DLSS frame generation mod. Like I know it has been updated to the FSR 3 decoupled patch, but still when I am using the DLSS frame generation, the modded one, the modded DLSS frame generation, it's not smooth. Like if I switch back to the stock frame generation of the game, which is with the latest patch along with the DLSS quality, I think it will be more smooth. I have restarted the game, and I don't know if you guys can notice it, but this is smoother than the modded DLSS frame generation because that one is still bugged on the Horizon Forbidden West. So yeah, so let's jump back to our last game, which is Cyberpunk 2077.
New list of prices for offline activated and rental games, as you can see on your screen right now. Feel free to pause the video at any time and select your games, then come to Discord and send message to the cheap games buying channel or just DM me.
Alright, right now I have booted off into the Cyberpunk, and let's go to the setting, and you can see here now the DLSS frame generation has come online. So I'm going to apply it and go back to the game, and you can see that frame rate is now boosting 120 130. So the thing which I was talking about is about the games which don't have the FSR 3 native frame generation. Like look at this car's body, this is the real DLSS. If it was FSR 3.1, there would be shimmering all over the car. To make it more legit, you can just go back to the setting, and you can also use the original DLA, which is superior to any upscaler. And wait a second, it's taking effect, so the FPS a little bit lower. Alright, now it has taken effect. Now look at this car's body. If I move around, there is no shimmering on, no, what do you say, no anti-aliasing around this car's edges. So yeah, this is the real DLSS along with the FSR 3 frame generation, which has been modded into the DLSS frame generation. I'll also be putting a video comparing this modded FSR 3 along with the stock FSR 3.1 frame generation in games which they have been updated, like the Spider-Man, the Horizon Forbidden West, and maybe some other Nixes sports. So do stick around for that video. And yeah, this will be it for this video. So if this helps you, you can subscribe to the channel. Comment down below if you are facing any kind of issue while installing this mod. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, cheers.